Is Az's storyline becoming more unpredictable by the day? I'm asking y'all, the viewers. Before I get started, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos or new uploaded content. And I hope y'all receive my video well. I hope y'all enjoy my commentary, and let's get into it. To be inconsistent is to not stay the same throughout, okay? And the definitive definition of being inconsistent is an adjective. It means not staying the same throughout, acting at variance with one's own principles or former conduct, not compatible or keeping with. Another word that they use for it is conflicting. And the reason that I'm mentioning the word inconsistent is because throughout this whole K situation, as this storyline has been unpredictable. There's so much information that has came out. There's been audio recording of Az and K. And the crazy thing about that, why that's unpredictable, is he's on the inside. So the way that that would had to have been done is raising a lot of eyebrows and allowing a lot of people to be like, or side-eye the situation. So I've been saying for some time now, I feel like as this storyline had a lot of conflicting accounts, a lot of people, you know, seeing what I was talking about, but there were some people, you know, coming trying to Bible thump, misquoting scriptures. And so I just want to be clear, okay? Because a lot of people, they like to throw, oh, we shouldn't be judging and the rest of that stuff. That's not scriptural. It's not according to the word. A lot of people, they take scriptures out of context and they don't read all. You have to read all of them so that you know what it is that is being talked about in that particular story or chapter in the word. So you also have to study to show yourself approved. There are two types of judgment, excuse me, that they're talking about in the word, right? There's judgment that's talking about divine punishment from Yahweh, the Most High God, which we don't have the power to do that. So basically, that form of judgment, and when it's talking about you judging somebody harshly, would be you trying to condemn somebody straight to below, or you trying to, you know, do something that has to do with divine punishment, like you trying to, in that time period, they would stone a person for committing adultery and all that other stuff. So we are, you know, new creations in him. You know, some of us, we are children of Yahweh. We are not supposed to do that. Now, I feel like a lot of the times the enemy tries to get people to believe that we're not supposed to pull our brothers and sisters to the side and tell them when they are in error. That is wrong, because if you read John 7:24, it talks about righteous judgment. And let me just get that scripture because I want to have my receipts. Excuse me. John 7:24 says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Meaning that it's supposed to be done in a righteous way. You pull your brother or sister to the side and basically you let them know, like, hey, what you're doing is looking this way, and I'm going to have to call it out because Yahweh, that is what Yahweh commands us to do, to call out, you know, evil, corruption, lies, and things like that. So do not get it twisted. You pulling somebody to the side and saying, hey, this is looking a little manipulative. Hey, this is looking like this. This is not looking, you know, like the will of God, has nothing to do with, you know, that type of judgment. So I just wanted to clarify that with that. Now let's get into the inconsistencies of Az's storyline. And I didn't want to, I wanted to be very precise with this. So I took the liberty of getting timestamps and getting quotes from Az, because I want it to be from her words so that I can get down to the bottom of some things that I'm seeing as far as, you know, this whole situation, because it's getting very unpredictable, and it's just not looking like the story that was initially portrayed by her family and her parents and herself. Okay, so I wrote some notes down because I wanted to point some things out to y'all, to ask y'all if y'all noticed the same thing. Now, here's the first inconsistency that I seen, y'all. On Gayle King, she said she was very much in love with Kay, and that she acknowledged that she knew that it was a 3, person relationship. And let me tell y'all what I mean by that, because I have the transcripts here. And just to let y'all know, if you're looking for like transcripts of stuff that people say, like if you ever are looking at a video and you're looking for the transcript, there's a little line at the bottom of the video. You just click those little 2 or 3 dots in the corner and it says open up transcript. So basically, okay, so Gayle is asking, she says like, she's talking about, it's no different. A lot of people, that part of the video where she's like, a lot of people are in, multi-person relationships, that little part. And Gayle is like, do you believe that you're in love with him? That part of the video. And they respond, her and Joy, yes, absolutely. And so Gayle is also asking, should your parents be concerned? So she proceeds to say, well, my parents knew where I have always been for 4 years. They have known, she's saying they've known. And then she says that she's been well taken care of at that part. And that's when Gayle interjects and is like, they never thought you were missing. They're just wondering if you're okay. And then she basically proceeds to say, well, my parents have actually came to Chicago seeing me a few times, right? So hold on, let me pull up the other part. And I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls, It goes on to say that, they're saying that your brain ... washed. And then she says, I talked to your dad last night. He says my daughter is brain ... washed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago and you wouldn't even look him in the eye. And she said, I wouldn't look, this is what she said about her own dad. I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar. I'll tell you why they're concerned as well. And this is what Gayle says. I'll tell you why they're concerned as well. And then she proceeds to talk about how they claim that they found, supposed text messages that said that she was, a youth at the time, and it indicated that she was, having relation, with Kay or whatever, right? And she says that's a lie. I was not, I'm gonna say she was not messing with him at a youth. Why would, and then this is when Gayle is like, why would they want to lie? And so she says, when I first met Kay, and I'm just interchanging the names. When I first met Kay, my parents told me to lie about, she's saying lie about her age. So when I met him, he thought I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually taking me to get, they were asking her to try to get photos with him in a very scantily clad nature and videos. I'm just interchanging that because of YouTube. With all kinds of stuff. And then Gayle is like, wait, your parents encouraged you to do videos? You get what I'm saying? And she claims that the videos were supposedly supposed to be to BLK mail him. And that's what she says, BLK mail him what they're trying to do now, so they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing now. And so at that point, this is at 2:51 of the video, it says Joy I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement? And she says everything she's saying is true. My parents are basically out here just to get money, and you know, that whole scenario, right? And this is when she says that she didn't want to, you know, she never wanted a singing career, that her parents are the ones that pushed it, that Angelo is a manipulative liar, and you really got to watch out for him. But, boo-boo, it's very interesting about that part, because also when she says that she saw her parents, you get what I'm saying, that she was keeping in contact and then they stopped taking her calls, that's totally different from how the parents portrayed this whole situation, like they just were not talking to their daughter, okay? That's a huge inconsistency. Then it's like, okay, the whole inconsistency of you saying that you did not want a career, but if y'all watch Toxic's video around 3:59, right? 3:59 of the video, 3 minutes 59 seconds of the video, where she starts to talk about her dream, and this is the video on Toxic's channel. Basically, okay, let me pull up my notes, because I wrote it in my notes. She basically says that she talks about this dream, and in the dream she tells Kay, you're not great until you make someone else great, right? And she turns around and says, I guess it didn't mean anything to him because here I am with no career. That's crazy, a crazy inconsistency, because you just told Gail that you didn't want a career. It was all a manipulation of your parents encouraging you to do this, and you know, they was out to try to be LK male K, and you was in love with him and all of this other stuff. But it's funny that, you know, she says that she was so in love with him, and then turn around and it's audio recording of her and his conversations. I'm gonna get to that. Because how do you love someone and then betray them at the same time? Now, y'all know I'm not even okay supporter like that. Y'all know. I believe that you reap what you sow, and I know that the enemy will use things that you love or different, you know, things that you may struggle with in your life to tempt you and bring you down. That's just how that works. That's why Yahweh says to stay even away from the appearance of evil. And I think that that's what's happening to Kay. Kay had deep-rooted issues from his youth. He grew up doing things, and then him having all of these women in his life caused his downfall. And I think that that's what happened with that. I'm not trying to say the man is innocent or whatever, because I feel like he was doing stuff. But I'm seeing the manipulation and inconsistencies in some of these people's stories. So here's the interesting part, though. This is what I found interesting. So y'all remember at the condo also, right? The condo, when that whole situation happened between her and Joy, basically was saying that Kay was lying to y'all, right? Y'all remember that? I'm gonna get to all of this stuff. But basically she was caught on audio, and the reason that I'm mentioning that is because if you were so in love with somebody and you didn't want a career, it's just funny that as soon as the dude got jammed up, she was all modeling on the internet, trying to get a career, all this choreographies, series, series and stuff, music and stuff. But you just told Gail, I'm telling you just told Gail. And then, it was all her dad and her mama. They manipulative. Her dad is the real one that's manipulative. You really gotta watch for him. But then you turn around and say, Kay had me lying, and he been lying to all of y'all, right? Do y'all remember that? So who had you lying for real? Was it your parents lying, trying to manipulate, the situation with you and Kay, or did Kay have you lying? Or I'm just trying to figure out which story is which. But it's real funny, because y'all remember when TK did that video where she was talking about how she was getting this information of the emails and that Az was putting money on the books and stuff like that. But now we've come to find that bloggers that's affiliated with her dad are receiving this audio of her and Kay and their conversations about the 90-day switchover and how you kind of hear her on the audio with that too. Y'all could just put that in because that's circulating around. She's seeming like, oh, when that 90-day switch was about to happen, you know, when Joy was about to get her time, it seemed like, oh, I have so much interesting stuff to tell you, and, you know, seemed like it was some manipulation on that. But could that have been why, you know, the whole situation happened where TK was like, oh, I'm confused? Because you remember when Angelo was trying to say, oh, the word you used was informant, but then you're clearly on audio, like you were audio recording Kay, and I'm talking about Az is on audio with a personal conversation that she's having with Kay. And the reason why this is a huge unpredictable situation and why this is looking foul is because you can only typically legally get that if you contact them via their legal department, because they have permission to monitor these people that are in the lockup, right? But a regular person, you know, you cannot record somebody without their consent. And then it becomes an even bigger situation when you give it to somebody else to divulge personal information that, you know, if a person is not aware that you're recording. So it's looking very scandalous, okay? And so it's like you love this man, but then you record the man. I don't know if I don't know, but it's just looking really sketch. I don't know if she recorded it, who recorded it, but it's looking very sketch. Excuse me, that this audio is going around. And then, you know, people was like, oh, your dad is saying that the phone was under the sink. And so when Angela was mad about TK using the word inform, you get what I'm saying? And it's like, how are you upset when clearly, how would we know about money that is being put on the books if this stuff wasn't being funneled to certain bloggers that's affiliated with her dad, if you think about that? And if you love a person, as soon as they're in a situation, what is it that really made you turn? Because I don't necessarily believe that it was that series by L Time. I'm more leaning toward, after hearing that audio with her talking about the switching of that 90 days and some other stuff that I'm about to say, that she has a personal issue with Joy. That's what it's seeming like. She felt like she was more special than what she was, and she is a special individual because, you know, as somebody's daughter, you know, you are a special creation and individual. But when you're in a multi-person relationship, you know, there's different things about each woman that is going to be special to the guy. Nobody is the favorite, and I've always clocked that she's always been made to try to make herself the favorite, or the dad been, you know, saying that story and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem like that's necessarily true. Now, that's when she was saying, you know, it's just the inconsistencies is crazy. So she said her dad was manipulative and he is the one you have to watch out for. And then she turns around on that condo catfight video and says that Kay was lying to y'all. And it's like, which one is it? That's the point that I wanted to make. So the next point, then she's caught on audio recording appearing as if she recorded a call between her and Kay whilst he is behind the wall. Seeming like you done said you didn't want a career, and I'm getting ready to prove why that was a bold-faced lie. And it's like, who was you lying for? Was you lying for your dad, or was you lying for Kay? Because it's all over the place at this point. And then it's like, it's seeming like you claim that you was in the shy that time for Joy, but it seemed like you may have flipped because the whole situation of the 90-day switch. And I'm going to give y'all my reason for that. So let me pull back up the transcripts. Now, a lot of people had a problem, because I also want to pull out the inconsistency of the cat fight at the condo. I said that I felt like she lied to la policia, which she did. Like, this girl has been lying. She basically said, oh, Joy came to me every single time. I think the whole story is bozo-like. I think the whole story was just, it was sketch. I don't feel like she was telling the truth. And basically, you clearly see her lying on the video. So basically, when she said she came at me with all this hand motion and did not land one single whatsoever. And truthfully, right? Now, mind you, that's not what she told the people when they showed up, right? Not what she told La Policia. She says, I'm fine. I just want to press charges immediately. And she said she hit me on my head with her phone. That's where this is. And then she was like, she was basically, and she had her phone in my face and all of this. And then she talks about, so kind of like she put blemishes on me, but not necessarily. And basically that's when they start asking her for her ID. So that's totally different from you saying that she did not land not one single one, and then you go and tell them that she was that she was hitting you. Like, you literally just lied. You literally just lied. Then she's like, now mind you, she was on her social media. Let me get to her post, right? She says, this is January 9th. I woke up today happy, but tomorrow, but torn. The print is small. Sorry. I didn't come to Shy for Kay, only for Joy, whom he purposely separated us because he knew I'd try to make her go home. Please pray for Joy. This is so tough, so she can come to her own realization at her own timing. I don't believe that because of, like I said, the audio. I don't believe that. I think that there was some type of rivalry with Joy, because I feel like she feels like she's better than Joy. And the reason that I'm saying that, let me get to the transcript, because I'm getting ready to tell y'all. So, I'm getting ready to tell y'all. So she's having that dream where she's talking about Rob, right? This is back on Toxic's video, where she's talking about how, I had a dream about Rob, and I told him you can't be great until you make someone else great. And she says, it just made me think of Joy. And I said, what's the purpose of me getting, all of these beautiful blessings that I have on the table, and knowing that she's still in that situation? We are not great until you make someone else, great. And she says, this is the part that had me looking at the ish side eye. She may not, get as many opportunities as I get. I'm like, how are you gonna determine what this girl is gonna get, right? And now she claimed back on January 9th that she was just out of concern for Joy, but she constantly, listen, go back to the catfight condo video on that transcript, because I'm looking at all of the transcripts. We're gonna get 2 charges, right? And that's when she's talking about Joy, you messed with me when I was a youth, right? Now, if you can't be great until you make someone else great, right? How is it making Joy great, sending her to the lockup and trying to get, I'm gonna say a three letter word type of situation put on her for messing with you, as when you claim as, a youth? Like, how? And then, first of all, you only went for Joy when, come to find out, it was a whole filming of a series called The Precedents that they was doing. So it's just like, baby, it's some huge inconsistencies in here. And then the way that she constantly tries to put herself up here and Joy down here really have me looking with the side eye. Because why would Joy not have as many blessings and opportunities as you? Who do you think you are? You feel what I'm saying? Like, So from the cat fight condo video, that situation, she was like, basically, call a blanket, counsel. I'm gonna use counsel, but y'all know what a counsel is. A representative for somebody when they have a situation where they got to be at the magistrate or any of those other buildings, right? And she says, be in, y'all know, the lockup with her man. She goes on to say this, be in, I'm gonna use lockup for all this. And then basically she's basically saying, like, over and over to call La Policia, and then basically calls them Tweedledee and Tweedledum, basically. Like, they gonna be, she could be with her man or whatever. Now it's her man. This end. You get what I'm saying? All now you done been with this man all this time, knowing that it was two of y'all in a relationship. The audio comes out that 90 days gotta switch, and now all of a sudden it's, all of this drama and rigmarole going on, honey. But let me tell y'all further why it's inconsistencies with her story, because she clearly says that Joy did not land one single one. And then also, she made it seem like it was a self-defense situation, but I got the timestamps for that too. So if you watched TMZ's video of it, the situation at the condo that happened in the hallway, where the next day, remember, after like the first initial video came out, another video came out via TMZ, and it showed you the hallway footage. Now, at 9 seconds of the whole scuffle in the hallway, they move, her back. They're moving. You could see them visibly moving as back. Now, self-defense is when you use measures to get someone off of you, and then that stops, right? But when you have people holding different people, that is minimizing basically the harm, basically, right? So at 13, now remind you, she said every time she came to me, I'm gonna read to y'all what she said verbatim. I'm gonna just get to the part. Okay, so at 13 seconds, she runs up, making that a lie, because she said every time she came to me. That's a lie, because at 13 seconds, you could see her visibly running up in the hallway. And basically, that made it a lie and no longer self-defense, right? And then you could clearly see that she, after that, bops Joy back to the wall. And it just causes a whole little scuffle again from there. So, let me get back to my notes, because, girl, and then, basically, in the precedence, she said that, she had a dream, and that she left, Kate, she ended up basically leaving Kate with nothing as far as a career. And you're not great. That part is the part that y'all need to really just zone in on. You told Gail that you did not want a career, and then you're now on this part of the precedence talking about you left with nothing. And then, you switch it to, you're not great until you make someone else great, and this foolishness where you want us to believe that you really cared about Joy and the rest of the stuff. I'm not buying it, folks. I'm not buying that she was really in love with this guy. I feel like you done tried to make your daddy the bad guy. You done tried to make Kay the bad guy. And then it's like, who was you really lying for? Like, because you claim that your dad is the manipulative liar that you really got to watch out for. You claim that Kay had you lying because you didn't watch the series. But she didn't watch the L-Time series. I just feel like, and then this whole audio coming out where she seems like, on the audio from what you hear, like she's having an issue with the switch out of that 90 days. And then you claim that you were concerned about Joy, but then you turn around on the precedents and then basically say that, I know she doesn't get as many blessings or opportunities as I'm getting. And I'm like, what? Like, this sounds so vain and narcissistic. Like, it's just totally all over the place. A person that is a Vic and, that's not looking for a career. Y'all know, like, them girls that was out in Ohio the girl, what's her name, Elizabeth Smart. Those people, they took time to get counseling and stuff like that. And then they got up on, you seen them start to talk about their story, and then you seen them like years and years later, you seen them, you know, talk about their stories and all that other stuff. But this girl has been doing stuff, pulling stunts, you know, like, I believe that whole situation at that condo in the Shire was a whole and Joy could get into a scuffle, and that could be in that little series, okay? And because it was crazy. Then the part in there that was so inconsistent is where she was like, don't make it seem that I wasn't talking to you all that time, because we were in communication 4 to 5, you know, months or whatever, what she was saying in the thing. So it's just, to me, like, very just, who is telling the truth? Like, it's just all over the place. Like, it seemed like people is capped. I think that Kay, he had deep-rooted issues, and now these people, you know, the enemy is using these people to bring this dude, you know, down. You know, whatever your temptation is, and you partake of temptation, you are giving permission to whatever that spirit is. And I feel like because he didn't get help, he made poor choices and had all these people around, now we have this particular situation. I really think that. Now we have this particular situation. And then, not to mention, like I just said the other day, it seemed like she was dealing with a promiscuous spirit. And she is literally, the video was up on her Twitter. She had a video up on her story where she acting like she not trying to get attention, but you saying that you're working out on your abs, and then you pull your pants all the way halfway down to the J area. And I'm just like, people is really not seeing that it's clearly something going on with this girl, bro. The stories is just inconsistent. It's unpredictable. And the sad part about this whole situation, y'all, the sad part about this whole situation is that I believe that it's actually women that was affected by Kay. I really do, y'all. I promise y'all. But all of these stunts and stupid stuff that's going on social media is really going to have people, you know, just chalking it up to, these ain't nothing but some HOEs trying to get money off of a rock star. I'm telling you, that's what the defense gonna be. Because every time you turn around, it's some stunt or it's something that's happening, okay? Like, who says that they really love a person and then goes and records the person while they in the lockup? You get what I'm saying? So it has people thinking all along, was you a rat? Was you like a person that was trying to infiltrate and get information on this man so that he could get jammed up? Like, I really feel like this is why it's hard for a lot of women to get justice when they're in this situation, because then in the midst of all of this, you have people trying to get careers, singing careers, and I'm doubting that, you know, any of that is going to jump, because you'll get yourself BLK listed before you start with all of these stunts. I'm telling y'all, all of these stunts is going to come back to bite people in the behind, because you reap what you sow. And I honestly feel like, you know, Joy was in an unfortunate situation because I feel like she was used. I feel like she was used for that series. I feel like she also, because the girl, she really have, you know, I feel like in my opinion, I feel like she thinks that she's better than Joy, because that's why she clearly is saying on that Precedence series, oh, I have all of these blessings on the table and Joy doesn't have as many as me. Like, who do you think you are? And in this whole just quest for stardom, when 5 seconds ago you were saying that you were in love with this dude, it's just, it's looking all over the place. It's inconsistent. You told La Policia a whole story that the girl kept coming to you. She kept, every single time she kept coming to me, and then we clearly see you running across the hallway while she's being held, and you are engaging in a back-to-back type of, you know, putting pause down on the situation. So it's just, every day it's a story change. You feel me? Oh, my dad was a manipulative liar. he was trying to get me to lie and trying to get me to, you know, say this, that, or the third, and they was trying to get pictures and all this other stuff. And then now it's, oh, I didn't watch the series, and Kay been lying to y'all the whole time, and he had me lying. So it's like, who had you lying? Y'all be the judge on this whole situation. It's KingBritneyChanel. Do y'all feel like it's starting to be, her storyline is becoming unpredictable? Do y'all feel like this is going to potentially harm other people's chances of actually having a fair, you know, shake at justice? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. It's KingBritneyChanel. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah. See y'all soon in the next video. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.